What is up, best friends? This is your best friend, Sam Pura, here for episode 2 of Purified Audio. Boom, cute theme song.
I just wanna get purified, baby. Teach me something that I didn't know, baby. I just wanna get purified.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about a brand new, really cool plugin from a personal friend of mine, Brad McGowan's company, Louderthanliftoff. Now, this plugin is called Chop Shop. It's extremely cool, and I'm going to show you all the features about it. Let's pull up some drums that I recorded. Let's play around with this. So I have some really cool drum tracks here that I recorded from a secret band. But shout out to the secret band and their secret drummer. First of all, let's just play them back and let's just see how they sound. Okay, so what's really cool about these drums is we don't have any cymbals in them, so it's going to give us a really cool opportunity to showcase this plugin. And there's also, it's kind of loopy, so it's going to be pretty cool in that way. Alright, so I'm just going to pull up this plugin on the first instance here on this kick drum. We're just going to play around with it here. So let's pull up this kick. Okay, so basically, this is how this plugin works here. We have this high cut feature, which is basically a low pass filter. And you're going to turn it on here. There's also an option of cutting it in half, so instead of starting at 25 kilohertz, it'll start at 12 kilohertz. Also, it's important to note that it says 3.8 kilohertz because that's my favorite frequency, and Brad's my best friend, and I think he just put that on there without maybe knowing that that's my favorite number, but hey, you know it's there. Anyways, also there's this resonance feature, which is always on, and you have the option to turn it off when you turn on this feature, and it basically is adding a little boost on the low end or on the high cut here. So let's just turn this on and see how this sounds. All right, sounds pretty good right there. Now, let's talk about the focus feature. This is probably the coolest feature of this plugin and the most useful feature, and one of the reasons why I think it's so important to have on every single channel. So it's essentially a tilt EQ. It's moving the treble up and the bass down if you move it to the right here, and the bass up and the treble down if you are moving it to the left here. So let's turn this on and let's try this. So it also has this shift feature, which is basically shifting the center point from around 1K to around 400 hertz. So let's see. That sounds pretty good right there for me. Okay, now let's check out this low end here. The low cut is just a low cut filter, but it also has this really cool resonance bump knob. So let's give it a shot and let's see how it sounds. Now, it also has this really cool low rider feature, and I'm going to use it on the outside kick drum to show its actual benefit here. So let's just turn it on, and basically if you turn it on, you'll see that it changes to this low pass filter mode. So now let's just listen to this out kick. I can completely filter it down to just 60 hertz and add this resonance right there. So listen to that. So here's without. That's width. Now the cool feature is that you can also mix this in if you hit this dry knob here. I don't know why it does that, but I think that if you hit this knob, it should... I think it's the dry feature that's throwing me off here. But anyways, if you hit this, then you can mix this feature in with your signal. So here's without. Here's with. Much thicker. Let's play with this filter here. Here's bypassed. Bypass. Much more cleaned up now. Let's listen on the mix. Without. And then with. It's awesome. It's really accenting this low fundamental frequency and vibe. Sounds great. Let's pull this up on the snare drum. This is going to be a dramatic example that you'll be able to really hear it on. So let's see. Let's start with our focus feature. Really eliminated that honkiness, added that texture and top end. Sounds really good. All right, now let's use these filters here. The resonance sounds great. I like that. Without it, it's a little soft. Right there, the transient just pokes better. Now let's stick around with this little low end here. That more feature is super cool. I think that that's just an increase of the bump. That's even more of it. Nice. That sounds really good. Let's try this without. We've increased the transient poke of that snare. We've eliminated that hi-hat bleed. We've increased the low end consistency with it. Let's listen again. That sounds great. All right, let's transition to this bottom snare here, which is my favorite mic. I won't say what mic it is. And that's bottom snares have a tendency to be a little too harsh and bright, so let's give it a little low end. That sounds more focused. Now, let's mess around with this low end. There's a lot of kick drum in it because it's real close to the kick drum. That sounds great. And then let's play with this top end here. So here's the snare without it. And here it is with it. We've definitely decreased the cymbal leakage increased the transient poke and the low end, maybe a little too much. Let's play around with it just a little bit more. Now here's where I wish this plugin had a phase, because then I could just try to flip the phase on the snare and see if it sounds, this bottom mic is out of phase because it sounds it, but I'll just use another plugin for that instead. Now it sounds a little bit better without out of phase, to be honest. Okay, great. So now let's play with this on a room mic here. This is on my U47, which I always put in front of my drum kit. It's one of my favorite mics. Sounds great. Shout out to Cathedral Pipes. Let's go to a part with some cymbal leakage here and get it more towards the end of the song and see how it sounds here. Quick little shift on that to get that low end a little beefier and that top end a little less hard. Let's try this low end now. If I go lower, I can get more kick, but I want a little bit more snare. It's good range there. So here it is without it. And then with. Way less harsh, real bright, real nice though. So now let's just listen to all these drums in context here. So if I take all these plugins that we just, all the instances of Louder Than Liftoff that we took out or that we put on the kick and snare in the room there, you'll hear that it now sounds a little muddy, a little cloudy, doesn't poke and it doesn't sit right. And now if we just reactivate these here. Immediately it's moved the kick drum down into our lower frequency range and given it more impact and life there. It's opened up more space for our snare. It's opened up more space for our overheads and our other things to poke through. Let's play around with this on a couple other instances here. Let's solo up these overheads here. See, even when you just activate the plugin and put it at 25K, because it has the resonance knob on there, it just adds top end. So if I just engage this on the overheads, it sounds good. Already it's focused more, and it doesn't have less of this crispy, nasty stuff. I like it. Now let's use our shift here. So this is, if I hit shift, it'll lift lower than 1K up as well. Which is nice because there's a lot of that snare living in that area. Sounds so much more pokey and transient already. Let's play with our little low cut here. nasty when you turn it on. It's contained. It doesn't actually destroy anything. It sounds great. I'm really stoked on the plugin, to be honest. I highly recommend checking out this plugin. I highly recommend downloading it and also checking out the company, Louderthanliftoff in general. They have a lot of cool preamps, a lot of cool, they have a really cool mix bus, EQ, and saturator. Great company, DIY company. Support the DIY community. Ultimately, I have no complaints. Highly recommend it. If anything, I'd love a phase knob on it. But I'm very excited about it. Okay, so if you end up picking up this plugin, let me know what you think about it. Hit me up. I'm always down to talk all things audio. Thanks for being my best friend. I will see you back here on another episode of Purified Audio soon. Cheers. Yeah. Nailed it. There you go.
Purified.